My name is Jillian McKinney, and I teach history and social psychology here on campus. I'm also the AP coordinator, and I think that we don't give enough credit to how brilliant our kids are here. I've had many kids over the years that have been amazing and supportive, especially in times where myself, I've been gone through some really crazy things. And about 2.5 years ago, I had to make a decision. Our family had to make a decision because my mom was incredibly sick, and I tried to not share that with the kids for a really long time. But I had a moment where I knew that my mom needed a liver transplant due to a debilitating disease, and I was going to end up being the one that gave her that transplant. I was going to be the donor. And I had an IB class of kids that became really close to me. I have them for 2 years, and they were the absolute most supportive kids I have ever met in my life. They are like my family to this day. And when I told them, we all did like a big group hug, and they were so supportive that they wrote me inspirational quotes, and they gave me a birthday party right before we had the surgery. And they always asked how I was, even afterwards, and even came to see me when I was recovering after the surgery, and always just were super brilliant in the way that they were supportive. And I'm just so grateful for those kids, and I've just never forgotten all of the small kindness that they extended to me and my family, especially during that time period. Some of the cool things they did was one of the students wrote me a song. One of the kids actually drew incredible pictures for my own children, knowing that they were going to be sad when I was in the hospital. And I've never forgotten that. And I just always think about those beautiful kids every time I think that I'm having a hard day, because they really did bring brightness to my life and to my families, and I'm super grateful.
My name is Ms. Johnson, and I teach IB, Language and Literature, HL2, and CP English 10 here at Granite Bay High School. And when I took the time to think about students and their effect on me as a teacher, hundreds of stories come to mind, because literally the students have affected my life in many ways. They've encouraged me, they've inspired me, they've loved me, they've made me question myself and my ideas. They've caused me to take pause and see the world through different lenses. But something recently that happened that really gave me an admiration for students is what happened to my nephew. He's entering high school for the first time this year, and he was bullied pretty badly. And it broke my heart, because all I can see is him as a baby in my arms. And so I thought that maybe I could have a lens into his world through my students. Maybe they could help me. So I shared it with them. And they did. They gave me all kinds of feedback about them being bullied, how they dealt with it. And they all really wished him well. And as the days passed, they always would ask me, how's your nephew? And so on and so forth. And so I thought, wow, these kids are great. Then one day I said, do you guys think you'd want to write him a letter? Because he was really depressed. And I said, if you want to, you can write him a note, and I'll send it to him, because I was going to send him a care package. And the majority of my class wanted to write him a letter. And so they all wrote him little notes to encourage him. And so when I got the notes and I began to go through them, and I couldn't help but cry, because they literally poured their hearts out to someone they didn't even know, and let him know that no matter what's going on, that life is good, and to keep living. And they even shared their own pain and different situations that were shocking that I would have never known. And so I just feel like the students have a sincerity about them. They're not trying to get anything for being human. They just are. And so it's one of the reasons I teach, because I love their young spirits and their young hearts and their young minds, and the simple kindnesses that they can show.